As we've been reporting, this storm proved deadly in some parts of our area.
This urgent warning as we come on of the potential in the coming hours for tornadoes.
This is dangerous.
4 people have been killed when multiple tornadoes tore through the western part of Texas last night.
Beyond the tornadoes and hurricanes, Texas hides silent killers in its water, its soil, and its coast, and most people have no idea. When most people think of the dangers of Texas, they picture the obvious ones: tornadoes ripping across the plains, hurricanes slamming the Gulf Coast, the brutal summer heat. But the truly frightening threats in Texas are the ones almost nobody talks about. They don't make national headlines until someone dies. They hide in the warm lakes where families swim, in the soil beneath rural homes, in the brackish water of the coast, and in the very rivers that make the hill country beautiful. These are silent, invisible killers, some microscopic, some you'd never think twice about. And they have claimed more lives in Texas than most Americans could possibly imagine. What you're about to hear isn't meant to scare you for no reason. It's the real, documented science behind the hidden dangers of the Lone Star State, the ones locals quietly warn each other about, and outsiders never see coming. Share this with everyone you know, because Texas is enormous, a place of staggering natural beauty, from its rivers and lakes to its hundreds of miles of coastline. And that beauty is exactly what makes these dangers so deceptive. The threats blend into the landscape, the water looks inviting, the ground looks solid, and by the time most people realize something is wrong, it can already be too late. Before we break down each of these hidden dangers and the terrifying truth about how they work, make sure you subscribe to Vault of Discovery. We're giving you the real science behind the world around you. Let's start with the deadliest one, and it's hiding in plain sight in the most picturesque part of the state. The Texas Hill Country, with its winding rivers and rugged valleys, has a chilling nickname among those who know it: Flash Flood Alley. And the statistics are staggering. Texas leads the entire nation in flood deaths, and by a wide margin. One study found that over 1,000 people died in Texas floods between 1959 and 2019, nearly double the next highest state. The reason is the land itself. The region is steep limestone hills covered by a shallow layer of soil that can't soak up water. So when heavy rain falls, it sheets off instantly and funnels into the rivers below, turning gentle creeks into killing torrents in minutes. The horror of this was made real in July 2025, when a flash flood tore through the hill country and the Guadalupe River rose roughly 26 feet in less than an hour, killing more than 130 people, including dozens of children at a summer camp along the riverbank. The water rises faster than anyone can run. But here's the first shocking twist: a danger lurking in the very same warm waters people swim in to escape the Texas heat. Hidden in freshwater lakes and rivers across the state is a microscopic organism with a horrifying nickname: the brain-eating amoeba. Its real name is Naegleria fowleri, and it thrives in warm, stagnant freshwater. When a swimmer gets water forced up their nose, the amoeba can travel up through the nasal passage, through a layer of bone, and straight into the brain, where it literally begins eating brain tissue. The resulting infection is almost always a death sentence. It kills more than 97% of the people it infects, often within days, and it's frequently misdiagnosed because its early symptoms look like ordinary meningitis. And here's the chilling part: Texas has the most reported cases of any state in the country. Experts say you should essentially assume it's present in all Texas fresh water during the warm months. It's extremely rare to be infected, but when it happens, it is nearly unsurvivable. And then, it got stranger, because the next danger doesn't come from the water at all. It comes in the night, into your home, and it bites you on the face. Meet the kissing bug, also called the cone nose bug. These insects feed on blood at night and prefer to bite humans around the mouth and eyes, which is how they earned their disturbingly affectionate name. But the bite itself isn't the real threat. About half of all kissing bugs carry a parasite that can be passed into a human when the bug defecates near the bite wound, causing a condition called Chagas disease. And Chagas is a slow, patient killer. The early symptoms, fatigue, rash, loss of appetite, are easy to dismiss. But in a portion of victims, the disease becomes chronic and silent, and decades later, it can cause an enlarged heart and serious cardiac and intestinal damage. A bug bites your face one night in Texas, and 20 years later, your heart begins to fail. Left untreated, it can absolutely be fatal. Then came the second devastating revelation, and this one waits along the beautiful Texas coast. In the warm, brackish waters of the Gulf lives a bacterium called Vibrio, and it causes one of the most terrifying infections in modern medicine, necrotizing fasciitis, better known as flesh-eating disease. You don't have to swallow anything. Vibrio gets into your body through a simple cut, scrape, or insect bite while you're in the water, and once it's under the skin, it spreads with horrifying speed through the soft tissue of the body, killing flesh as it goes. The infection causes painful swelling, blisters, blackening skin, and oozing wounds, and it can race towards sepsis and organ failure within hours. According to a Texas A&M College of Medicine professor, between 700 and 1,200 people contract necrotizing fasciitis every year, and 1 in 3 of them dies. The only hope is catching it fast. Aggressive antibiotics and often the surgical removal of dead tissue before the infection consumes the body. But the third twist changes everything about how dangerous a Texas flood can truly become, because the water doesn't just drown, it mobilizes an army. When floodwaters rise in Texas, the state's invasive red fire ants do something almost unbelievable. To survive the floods of their native South America, these ants evolved a terrifying defense. When the water comes, an entire colony links their bodies together and forms a living, floating raft of up to 100,000 venomous ants, drifting across the floodwater as a single writhing mass, searching for dry land or anything to climb onto. After Hurricane Harvey, viral videos showed these grotesque flotillas sailing through flooded neighborhoods. Imagine wading through floodwater to escape your home, only to brush against a floating island of 100,000 stinging ants. It's a nightmare hidden inside an already deadly disaster. These dangers share something important. They're rare enough that most people never encounter them, but real enough that they kill Texans every year. And that's exactly what makes them so easy to overlook. The lakes look refreshing. The Gulf looks like paradise. The hill country rivers look serene. The danger of Texas isn't that these things are common. It's that they're invisible until the moment they aren't, hidden inside the very landscapes that draw people in. One thing is absolutely certain. The hidden dangers of Texas are far stranger and more unsettling than the storms that get all the attention. From the flash floods that turn rivers into walls of water in minutes, to the brain-eating amoeba lurking in warm lakes, to the face-biting bugs that carry a decades-delayed heart disease, to the flesh-eating bacteria of the Gulf and the floating armies of venomous ants, the Lone Star State hides threats that most Americans will never hear about until it's too late. Knowing they exist is the first and best defense against them. And Texas is far from alone. Every state, every region, hides its own quiet, overlooked dangers woven invisibly into the landscape, waiting for the people who never knew to look. As we keep digging into the hidden science of the world around us, the secret threats of the Lone Star State may prove to be only the beginning of what's been lurking in plain sight this whole time. When we uncover the next one, the way you see the ground beneath your feet may never be the same. Stay tuned.